9 bodies recovered, 2 feared dead in tragic fire at disabled holiday home in France. Meanwhile, Singapore celebrates 58th National Day with full-scale physical parade, plus Sarawak to host the 2023 Malaysia Day celebration. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Hendy Gui and this is TVS Nightline. Nine bodies recovered, 2 feared dead in tragic fire at a learning disabilities holiday home in France. Authorities confirmed that 17 individuals were safely rescued from a building in Winsenheim, a small town near the German border, approximately 315 miles east of Paris, while one person was reported injured in the fire, which broke out at around 6:30 a.m. local time.
French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin confirms disabled accommodation involved. In an update at midday local time, the local government for the Oran region reports 2 disability charities utilized the cottage for adult groups. 80 firefighters, 4 fire trucks, 4 ambulances brought fire under control by 9 a.m. Ongoing search for 2 missing people, 300 square meter home of 500 square meter home SQM home burned. The cause of the fire remains unknown.
Our neighbour Singapore today celebrates its 58th National Day with a full-scale physical parade at the Padang. Theme Onward as One, the 2023 National Day Parade was attended by Singaporean President Halimah Yacob and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. It was tremendously jubilant this time around after a large-scale ceremonial parade last year, combining both physical and virtual marching contingents with the Padang filled by a solid crowd of 27,000. The celebrations commenced at 6 p.m. with the first segment titled Defending Our Nation as One, which showcased 34 physical marching contingents, symbolizing the 6 pillars of total defense. The parade was streamed live on social media as well as national TV channels. Sarawak has been selected as the host for the National Level Malaysia Day 2023 celebration at Stadium Perpaduan on September 16th. Theme Malaysia Madani Tekad Perpaduan Penuhi Harapan, which means forging unity and fulfilling aspirations. It will be attended by the guest of honor, Sarawak's Governor Tun Abdul Taib Mahmud.
Sarawak's Minister of Utility and Telecommunication, Datuk Julaihi Narawi, who is responsible for overseeing the celebration, expressed that the state is extremely honoured to have been chosen as the host for this festival. Meanwhile, among the performances scheduled for the day are a special musical titled Segulai Sejalai, as well as shows featuring Peninsula Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. Also expected to attend are Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Sarawak Premier Tan Sri Abang Jori Tonopeng and Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Noor.
A joint committee between the Sarawak government, the police and armed forces should be formed to identify and honour veterans who fought for the country, says Dewan Negara President Tan Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar. This, he said, aims to ensure that the veterans are recognised and rewarded for their contributions and sacrifices for the country to continue to enjoy peace and progress until today.
He further added that the struggles by these warriors are sometimes not given proper mention or being properly appreciated.
Itulah makanya sekarang saya telah meminta supaya ditubuhkan satu jawatankuasa bersama di antara polis dan juga tentera, meminta supaya kerajaan negeri memberi penghargaan daripada beberapa sudut. Satunya penghargaan kerajaan negeri Sarawak. Kerana Sarawak berhadapan dengan emergensi semenjak tahun 52 lagi.
He said this after paying his last respects to national hero Major RTD Michael Riman Bugat. Referring to the late Riman, he said he was one of those who had been recognized with a gallantry award.
Jadi itu salah satu penghargaan, tapi anak-anak keluarganya mesti juga dilihat kebajikannya dan penghargaan negeri patut diberi selain daripada hanya tempat persemadian.
Born on March 8, 1952 in Spao, Betong, Riman served with the Malaysian Army from 1973 to 1991, including in the Royal Ranger Regiment. He was conferred the Pingat Gagah Berani PGB, Malaysia's second highest gallantry award, by the Young Di-Pertuan Agong on June 6, 1984, for his courage during a battle with communist terrorists in Sarawak. He was laid to rest at the hero's grave.
The fighting spirit shown by the late Major retired Michael Riman Bugat in defending our country deserves remembrance among Malaysian youth. Sarawak's Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Datuk Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, affirms that exemplary individuals like 71-year-old Michael have contributed to our nation's prosperity and peace, bestowing upon the current generation their bountiful blessings.
According to Karim, Michael's active involvement in programs organised by the state government will forever be valued.
Rasa amat sedih kerana ada 2-3 program baru-baru ini yang melibatkan mendiang. Yang terakhir adalah Hari Kemerdekaan Sarawak 60 tahun pada 22 hari bulan Julai yang lepas, di mana mendiang adalah seorang daripada veteran yang ikut sama dalam pembarisan pada pagi tersebut. We miss him. Dan sebelum itu saya ada juga program bersama semasa perasmian Tugu memperingati gugurnya 15 anggota tentera kita di Jangka, Biawak, Lunduk. Beliau pun ada bersama-sama.
He said this after paying his final respects to the national hero who passed away around 9 a.m. on Monday. Michael Riman, the recipient of the Panglima Gagah Berani PGB medal, suffered kidney disease for the past several years. As a comrade in arms alongside Datuk Kanang Langkau, another PGB medal honoree, Riman engaged in numerous intense confrontations with communist terrorists during the 1970s while serving in the Malaysian Armed Forces. During a fierce skirmish in Gopeng Perak on June 1, 1979, Michael Riman sustained a permanent hand injury from a gunshot wound. His remains will be laid to rest at the Sarawak Heroes Memorial tomorrow.
Commitment to innovation and service excellence, Sarawak Land and Survey Department observes 15th Innovation and Integrity Day. As such, the department has been chosen as Malaysia's representative for the upcoming International Conference on Quality Control Group 2023, scheduled to take place in Beijing, China from October 30th to November 2nd. The delegation comprises 2 teams, the Sasuku Tech Group from the Kuching Land and Survey Department and the V Tech Group 12 from the Syrian Land and Survey Department.
The department remains steadfast in its commitment to fostering innovation and enhancing service quality since its inception in 2008. Its director, Dato' Abdullah Julaihi, reiterated his unwavering dedication to generating innovative ideas aimed at continually elevating the standard of their services.
Saya ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan sabas dan tahniah kepada 2 pasukan, iaitu kumpulan Sasuku Tech dan V-Tech Syrian yang akan mewakili Malaysia dan Sarawak.
He said this at the Innovation and Integrity Day of the Land and Survey Department held in Kuching earlier today. He added the department also participated in the Integrity, Government and Anti-Corruption Awards this year, organized by the Malaysian Integrity Institute.
Up next, plantation worker in Penang pleads guilty to attempted murder of wife. And in world news, 41 feared dead in migrant shipwreck in central Mediterranean. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Now, SARAAK police nabbed 5 locals and pulled the plug on an online part-time job scam syndicate. The suspects in their 20s, including a woman, were caught around 8 p.m. last Monday following raids carried out at 2 condominiums in Kuching.
Sarawak's Deputy Commissioner Police, Datuk Mancha Atta, stated that preliminary investigations revealed that the involved suspects operated as a call center, engaging in monitoring victims' bank accounts for the non-existent part-time job scam. He added that the suspects also executed fund transfers from the victims' bank accounts to another account designated by the syndicate through a Telegram group estimated to have caused a collective loss of 1.8 million ringgit.
Golongan sasaran adalah daripada mangsa tempatan dan negara jiran Indonesia. Syarikat ini dipercayai mula aktif beroperasi sejak bulan Jun 2023.
He told this to reporters during a press conference at the Sarawak Contingent Police Headquarters, IPK, on Wednesday. According to Mancha, police also seized 45 ATM cards from various bank accounts, 3 vehicles, laptops, and 21 mobile phones of various brands, with an estimated value of over 130,000 ringgit. He noted that all used bank accounts might be fraudulent, and intensive tracing of these accounts is in progress. All suspects are remanded for 4 days until August 12th to assist the ongoing investigation under Section 420 and Section 12B of the Penal Code.
Now on to the next update. A plantation worker who set his wife ablaze on July 31st pleaded guilty at the Sessions Court in Butterworth to a charge of attempting to murder his wife. The 36-year-old accused made a plea after the charge was read in front of Judge Zulhazmi Abdullah.
The man was charged with attempting to murder his 35-year-old wife by intentionally setting her ablaze. The assault was alleged to have taken place in a house on a palm plantation at Tasik Gelugor on July 31st. The accused, seen with a calm demeanor in the dock, was charged with committing the offense according to Section 307 of the Penal Code. If convicted, the accused could be jailed for up to 10 years and fined, as well as up to 20 years in prison for inflicting injury. The case is being prosecuted by Deputy Public Prosecutor Wan Amira Ruzaini Wan Abdul Raza, while the accused was not represented. Meanwhile, Wan Amira said she strongly opposes the accused being released on bail, and setting fire to his own wife was a very serious offense, aside from the case garnering media coverage. She said the victim suffered severe third-degree burns all over her body and is still unconscious. The judge then refused bail for the accused before he was transferred to Pulau Pinang prison in Jawi. Previously, the media reported that a woman suffered burns to 27% of her body after her husband doused her with petrol. The incident occurred during a heated argument in their home. During the incident, the couple's 4 children, aged 10 to 15, were huddled in their room.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim states that President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has advised Malaysia and Turkey to collaborate in addressing Islamophobia. Erdogan conveyed this message to the Prime Minister during a telephone conversation 3 days ago.
Islamophobia, satu penentangan, permusuhan, prasangka terhadap Islam yang meluas di Barat. Jadi dia kata, dia cadang supaya kami berdua cari jalan untuk tingkatkan usaha jadi benteng melawan serangan Islamofobia. Jadi saya kata boleh, saya akan minta dipersiapkan tentera cadangan dan dia minta saya jumpa dia di New York masa persidangan Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu bulan September ini.
He said this during the Madani Unity Road Trip Negeri Sembilan in Paroi, Seremban. He added Malaysia stands firm on the issue while condemning any insults on any religion in the country.
The Ministry of Higher Education will review policies on higher education, as well as implement improvements to transform Malaysia into an international education hub. Its Minister, Dato Sri Mohammed Khalid Nordin, said the review also involves the immigration policy in order to facilitate even more international students to continue their studies in Malaysia.
Mohammed Khalid clarified that for higher education, Malaysia plays the role of a host and welcomes all international young talents and learned individuals to come to Malaysia to share their knowledge, exchange views and learn new things.
We are now in the process of aggressively revising relevant policies and practices to ensure that Malaysia will be a welcoming home to all. Our focus is twofold. One, we want to host as many talent and great minds as possible so that we will be able to learn and better ourselves. Two, we will share our expertise and experience with as many countries as possible. Throughout this year, I have had the privilege of sharing this unwavering aspiration with our local universities on multiple occasions.
He said this when officiating the University President's Forum organized by University Technology Malaysia, UTM, in Johor Bahru.
On to some global affairs. Italian authorities on Wednesday said 41 migrants are presumed to have died in a shipwreck last week in the central Mediterranean. Local public prosecutor Salvatore Vella confirmed media reports that 4 people who survived the shipwreck told rescuers they were on a boat carrying 45 people, including 3 children. Vella's office has opened an investigation into the incident.
The 7-meter-long boat set off on Thursday morning from Tunisia's Sfax, a hotspot in the migration crisis, but capsized and sank after a few hours when hit by a big wave. The Sea-Watch charity rescue group said one of its surveillance planes spotted them being rescued by a cargo ship. They were then transferred onto an Italian Coast Guard vessel and disembarked in Lampedusa, where they shared their story. The migrants arrive in Lampedusa exhausted and in a state of shock and are due to be questioned by police. They are presumed to have spent several days adrift at sea with no food or drinking water. Italy, a major route into Europe for hundreds of thousands of asylum seekers and other migrants, has seen an increase in migrant boats so far this year, with around 93,750 migrant arrivals by sea.
China's deflation worsens with first contraction in consumer prices in over 2 years, linked to slowing spending post-COVID. Official data reveals consumer price index down 0.3% in July, following June's stagnation. Exports plunge, mirrored by declining domestic and global demand amid the latest economic challenges.
Deflation, a drop in prices of goods and services, stems from factors like reduced consumption. Although lower prices seem positive, deflation harms the economy as consumers delay purchases, leading to production cutbacks and job losses. China faced brief deflation in late 2020 and early 2021, and concerns grow about a lengthier episode due to sluggish growth and high youth unemployment. July saw exports fall 14.2%, impacting countless Chinese exporters operating at slower pace.
Workers toiled endlessly at a warehouse in Zhuozhou, a southwestern city in China, sorting out massive piles of destroyed books due to floods from Typhoon Doksuri. Madam Wu, a worker in the warehouse, said many staffs were heartbroken over the huge loss, which resulted from years of painstaking hard work.
从7月31号来，下大雨的那天。 肯定看到，不光是员工的公司的员工，那外人看了也痛心呀，有多年的心血，是不是？肯定痛心的呗，那咱损失多严重呀，对不对？
Zhuozhou is a major hub for China's publishing industry, but many publishing companies and book warehouses there have seen their depots turn into a sea of floating books after the city was hit by catastrophic flooding, with losses estimated to be in the millions. BooksChina.com, an online bookstore, said last week over 4 million books were stored at a flooded warehouse, and its staff were waiting for rescue workers on the 4th floor.
Now wrapping up the Nightline. Japan on Wednesday held a ceremony to mark the 78th anniversary of the Nagasaki atomic bombing. This year, the memorial was scaled down and relocated indoors due to concerns of the severe Typhoon Kanun, the first time in 60 years that the event was held indoors. Neither Prime Minister Fumio Kishida nor any foreign ambassadors attended the event, but the Japanese premier appeared in a video message voicing his concerns of nuclear tensions following the Russia-Ukraine growing conflict. The Nagasaki atomic bombing came 3 days after a U.S. bomber carried out the world's first nuclear attack in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, during World War II. The two bombings killed over 250,000 people, with thousands more dying later due to injuries and radiation-related illnesses. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the time for TVS Nightline. I'm Hendigui. Thank you for watching and have a good night.